Hi, this is Lisa, and today I'm going to share with you a model for designing and reflecting upon lessons and units that use technology. This model is called the SAMR model. SAMR was developed by Ruben Puentedora in the late 1980s. It is intended to provide teachers with a way to self-reflect and refine their practice and pedagogy using instructional technology. The SAMR model describes 4 levels of technology use: substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. We will take a brief look at each level in both a business setting and an educational setting to develop a shared understanding of the levels of technology use. Substitution is the lowest level of technology use. This is where technology acts as a direct tool substitute. For example, in a business, a word processor is used like a typewriter for bills, memos, and letters. Instead of using copy and paste and spell check, employees use the delete key to correct spelling and other errors. This does not improve efficiency, and the business does not see much improvement in performance or growth. At the augmentation level, technology acts as a tool substitute with some functional improvement. So, for example, in business, when we substitute the word processor for the typewriter, the employees begin to use the tools that are available within word processing, such as spell check and grammar check. They may also begin to use templates to generate mailing labels or just to do the letters they have to type on a daily basis. Here, the business begins to see some improvement in efficiency, but that's about it at the augmentation level. The augmentation and substitution levels are really levels that enhance activities or tasks that are already being done on a daily basis. So in business, using technology at a substitution and augmentation level can improve efficiency and can be useful and valuable in appropriate contexts of work. It can provide a framework for employees to move to the next level of technology use. It allows for employees to gain skills and knowledge about how technology is used and to gain some confidence. It also provokes some thought about how technology could be used in different ways. These 2 levels of technology use are very transitional levels of technology use. If a business were to remain at the substitution and augmentation level, they will see very little growth or change in their business performance. These are the 2 lower levels of the SAMR model. Moving on to modification, things become a little bit different. Business can now do tasks in a different way than they have in the past at the modification level. So, for example, a business could begin to use spreadsheets for inventory and sales, and these become living documents that can be updated and they can be archived. They can begin to visually display data about sales and inventory for employees. If you think back 15 years ago, a business would have had to hire a graphic designer to come out and do a visual display of data. But today, a business can do it on its own using a variety of different software tools. A business can begin to email customers about sales events and build a web page with store hours and locations. Now they are significantly changing the way they do business. At the redefinition level, the technology allows for the creation of new tasks. So in a business model, many employees can participate and collaborate to generate living documents about the company's performance using collaboration tools. The company can enable an RSS feed on its website so that stockholders and customers can be regularly updated about the business. They can share company documents with many through the website for all to view and provide feedback. They can enable tools on the website to allow customers to comment on products they purchase and the service they receive. And they can begin to use social networking, such as Twitter and Facebook, to advertise the business. When we're working at the modification and redefinition levels, we are really working at a transformative level, really changing the tasks that we are able to do. And in a business sense, the business experiences significant growth and is highly efficient when it works at the transformative level. The business gets the biggest bang for its investment in technology when it is working at the transformative level. Let's take a look at an educational model. Let's consider a literature course that's using Macbeth. We could create a note-share notebook with links to websites with the original text of Macbeth, critical commentary about a variety of different performances of Macbeth, information about Shakespearean stage, and some video of classic performances of Macbeth. This would be a direct substitute for a reading or library list. It's wonderful that these web resources exist. It's fabulous they can be organized in NoteShare for students, but it is still a direct substitution of what could be done with library books and video and a reading list. This will not have much of an impact on student engagement, performance, or achievement. At the augmentation level, we can add some resources that do not fall within the scope of a traditional library or reading list. For example, we could direct students to a Flickr Shakespeare group. Here, students can see how others visualize Shakespeare's work. The photographs represent different artistic representations of Shakespeare. We could direct students to a number of different blogs where they can learn about what is happening with Shakespeare's work around the world. Students can post comments and questions to blogs, interacting in a dialogue with Shakespearean actors, directors, and scholars. These things augment what was possible before with a traditional reading or library list. They now provide an entirely new set of resources for students. Let's move on to the transformative levels of technology use, where things become quite interesting. At the modification level, technology will allow for significantly redesigning tasks. Macbeth is a complex play with multiple layers of meaning. The meaning is encoded in multiple ways. One way the meaning of Macbeth is encoded is in the frequency of certain words or in the frequency of certain phrases of words. Using one of the many visualization tools available online, such as Wordle or Many Eyes, students can visualize the frequently used words in Macbeth. And in doing so, they may discover that words like blood, fear, time, and others are used quite frequently. Then, they can look at a video or photographs to see how different staging directors use techniques to prioritize blood and fear in their productions. These tools allow students to significantly modify what they can do with the text of Macbeth to build an understanding of the play Macbeth. Now, this does not mean that the teacher should get rid of the traditional analysis of Macbeth, but what it does mean is that this is adding a significant complement or redesign for how students understand the literary text. Moving on to the redefinition level, find students engaged in learning tasks they could never do before technology. In this example, students upstage their own performance of Macbeth on the internet using Upstage, Extra Normal, Alice, or Second Life. Students use all the knowledge gained from the links in the NoteShare notebook that included the original text, critical commentary, classical performances, the links from Flickr, and the blogs that connected the students to a community of creators, the tools at the modification level that allowed students to understand what was happening in the text, and now they can stage their own performance in 2D on Upstage or in 3D in Alice, Extra Normal, or Second Life. This was inconceivable before. Students can now reach a vast audience for feedback and perspectives they would never have received before. They have an opportunity to work in 2D or 3D medium, which is completely different from a live performance. SAMR, 4 levels of technology integration. 4 levels that we need to think carefully and thoughtfully about as we develop our lessons and our units. There's a few assumptions I'm making moving into the January 31 Staff Development Day. One assumption I'm making is that instructional technology can impact student learning and achievement, and that it is normal to begin at the substitution and augmentation levels of technology use, and that working at the substitution and augmentation levels is a transitional step to moving to modification and redefinition. That faculty members are in different places on a continuum of utilizing instructional technology, and that professional development should be individualized to meet teachers' ongoing needs as they move toward redefinition. The January 31st Professional Development Day will include a 2-hour session for technology use. It will be individualized to meet teachers' needs. It will be focused on work you as a teacher choose to bring to the session. It will be work that you use in your spring classes, hopefully, because we want to make it something useful that you will go back and use. And your responsibility for January 31st is to choose a lesson or unit that you would like to improve so it moves up the level, the SAMR model. You may have a lesson that has no technology in it whatsoever, and you just want to move it into using technology, and that is quite fine. We're just talking about finding a lesson or a unit that you personally would like to improve to use with your students. Your department heads are going to give you a link, and that link will take you directly to a form that you will fill out about this lesson or unit that you would like to improve. This is going to help me develop that day to meet your needs. So please, by January 21st, complete that form. I will review that form and at that time come up with some ideas if you need them. Maybe you won't need any ideas, you just need time and some assistance if you should need it. But this information will be reviewed so that we can develop a meaningful 2-hour session for you on the 31st. You will receive information about where to meet for your session on Monday, January 31st. You do need to bring your laptop charger and any materials or equipment you have that you think will be helpful during your session. to get the work done that you want to accomplish. Questions? Want to learn more? If you go to MTA Instructional Technology at wordpress.com, you will find this video along with other information about SAMR and other models of technology integration. I would like to give attribution to Ruben Puentedora. Much of the material in this video today did come from a podcast that he did. And so he did license it under Creative Commons, and I wanted to be sure to give him attribution.